Welcome to the 2020 Virtual Trowbridge Apple Fair. My name is Steve Oldrieve and I'm going to be making a Fairtrade Blackberry and Apple Crumble. And we need to start in the garden, and this is the apple I'm going to use. It's a James Grieve. It's an eater and a cooker, and one of my favourites for cooking with, and it comes off of that tree over there. Almost finished, as you can see, but that's not going to be a problem. The blackberries are going to come from over here. They grow every year at the back of our hedge and produce a lovely crop for us, and I'll be using those later. While we're here, I just want to show you my Queen Cox apples. It's a miniature apple tree, not in a very good position, but you can see what lovely apples we're going to have off of it this year to eat. It should be just about ripe now. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's go to the kitchen. Okay. Right, we're in the house now, and I'm going to make the Fairtrade Blackberry and Apple Crumble. I'm going to start off by preparing the fruit. So here's the apple that I picked in the garden. I'm going to cut it. There we go. What I'm going to do is just roughly chop it up. I'm going to core it and then just cut it into chunks, fairly heavy chunks, leaving the skins on. Now then, here's some I prepared earlier. They're going a little bit brown, but don't worry about that, that'll be fine. So they're all in there nicely. I'm going to add now some sugar, which is 4 ounces, and I'm going to be using Fairtrade sugar. Why will I be using Fairtrade sugar? Because I know the people that produce this sugar have been paid a fair price. So a fair day's work and a fair price. It'll make my apple crumble that much nicer to eat. So here's the sugar. Quantity of sugar is up to you. I've got quite a sweet tooth, so that makes quite a sugary sort of pudding. Oops, that one's come out. All nicely coating in the apple. Now I'm going to put on the blackberries. It's 4 ounces of blackberries that I'm going to be using today, and as you can see, actually they're frozen. Now I quite like using frozen blackberries because what happens is they stay together in the cooking, so they don't all disintegrate. And then when you're cooking, you can actually, when you're eating, you can actually see the blackberries and the apple. Right, let's mix those in. There we go. That's all ready to go. Right, I'm going to put that to one side while I do the crumble. Okay, so over here I have the ingredients for the crumble. There's a bit of a divergence in our family as about how you do your crumble. I like to use wholemeal flour and jumbo oats. I've got an ounce of jumbo oats, 2 ounces of wholemeal flour, an ounce of plain flour, an ounce of sugar, and 2 ounces of butter. My daughter says that my crumbles are too healthy. She likes just plain white flour and lots of butter. But anyway, it's up to you. I will put all these into a big bowl and then crumble them up with using your hands to make a nice crumble. And here is one that I've already prepared, and you can see the nice sort of bready crummy consistency of the crumble. So now time to put the topping on. So I'm here and I am just going to spread this all over the top. It's going to stand out a bit, but don't worry about that, because in the cooking the apple will soften and it will reduce. So there we go, a nice lot of crumble. Cover all the edges, lovely. And then just to finish, what I'm going to do is just sprinkle on top some Fairtrade Demerara sugar. And I like the crunch of having the sugar just over the top like that. There we go. Right, I need to put that onto a baking tray, which I'm going to do now. And then I shall put that in the oven for about half an hour at 180 degrees. So into the oven it goes, and let's see what happens. Right, let's see what's happened. So half an hour in the oven and the crumble is ready. You can see there's juice around the edges, but as they say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. You'll see I've used a foil container. This is reusing a takeaway we got from Natural Cheese in Trowbridge at Union Street. If you haven't tried them, and I thoroughly recommend them. And of course I have the advantage of using this full container. I can use it to cook in. I can also put this crumble into the freezer and keep it for later if we want to. Right then, let's see what the contents are like. So I'm going to take out a nice portion from the pudding. Here we go. No, look at that. So you can see the apple is still together. James Grieve, and what I like about the James Grieve apple is they just tend to stay together. The blackberries will stay together. We've got a lovely lot of juice and we've got the crumble on the top. So here we have, in my opinion, the king of puddings. You can't get a better pudding anywhere. Blackberry and Apple Fairtrade Crumble, finished off with either custard or my personal favourite is a big dollop of clotted cream. Enjoy.